Coffee.
Why don't I go back to bed? And you can bring it up.
Behave yourself.
Well, you might have come in to wake me up.
Oh, with a kiss, of course, eh?
How else?
I've been up for hours this morning. I couldn't sleep.
So you've cleared the barricades?
Oh, yeah, and that reminds me. We were that busy mucking about with that lot. We didn't notice something. Footmarks on the carpet.
We had an intruder after all.
Leaves and nails and stuff off your shoes from sneaking around them bushes.
It's hardly white Persian, is it?
Do you want to say that to my mother?
All right, all right. I'll help you clean up. After I've had my breakfast.
I did look in, as a matter of fact, but you looked dead fast asleep, so we couldn't.
You ought to have that inscribed around your neck. Karen Grant, I couldn't. It's a joke.
You think that's why I didn't come in and wake you up, don't you?
Sugar?
Guy, look. We can't keep on joking about it. Sooner or later, but I feel such a freak for a start. And I think that if I keep on letting you down, you'll just get browned off with me. You'll have had enough in the end.
Hey, I just want my breakfast. And you're all right. Don't worry.
You're not fed up with me, then?
Well, you could clear up some of this rubbish for a start. I mean, what is this? Someone might think you're a student.
Why didn't you say you didn't like this school?
Well, anywhere it'd be the same.
Why would it?
Because
Because of what?
Because whatever school it was, they'd still find out about Tracy.
Do they call her or what?
That's the way the minds think. She thinks she's the school bike and she's not even going with anyone.
And you know that, do you?
Yeah. But it's like I always watch out for her. I just can't stop myself.
You get into fights because of it?
Nah, they're frightened in the end. They chicken out. Still, it doesn't stop them making stupid comments.
Well, I suppose you do leave school. You could always do your A-levels at college. It's more adult there. They treat you different.
Nah, we can't afford me staying on.
Hey, now who said that? Certainly not me and definitely not your mother.
Look, I know you've had some jobs. You've had no sniff of proper work.
That's right. Doesn't it make you think? I mean, what makes you believe you'll be so lucky?
I know I could find something. And even a few quid's going about till you get sorted out, like, innit?
Oh.
I think you're making it too wet.
All right, then, if you're so clever. There's another one over there.
There you go. Instant disappearing.
Karen, you're in luck. Mrs. Freud has given me this magic soap to apply it on your hoses. Now, where would the seat of it be, do you think?
You're off your head, Joe, aren't you?
That's great coming from you. Ironing boards against the door.
No, you're different.
You know, I was brought up in Kenya. Well, one summer we came over here for a holiday. But my parents really wanted to traipse around Europe. And I was only 7, 6. So they left me at this sort of huge farm school place. It's rather like a boarding kennel, really. Except it was for children.
Sounds horrible.
No. The people were kind and so on. But I've got this vivid memory of all us kids picking fruit, raspberries or something, in this huge farm garden. And one of them turning to me and saying, "Look, that kid's not doing it right." I didn't half mind then. But now when people say that sort of thing, I just think, stuff them.
Well, what's it got to do with me?
Well, it's what you said earlier on about feeling a freak. I mean, there's really no such thing. Objectively, well, making it for the first time, it's easy for some and not for others. And anyway, if there are freaks, that's great, I'm on their side.
Weren't you upset without your parents, if you were only 7?
It's quite nice to get away from my dad yelling at my mum.
That's awful.
Not all the time.
I loved our family holidays when I was little. Couldn't have bear to be without my dad or my mum.
What's that about?
I'll make you happy. If they didn't.
You make me happy all the time.
Not as happy as you could be.
So she's living in France with Barry Grant. That certainly won't last.
But she says they're working together on a campsite in Nice. I know you say it's a casual affair, but they're being drawn closer together all the time.
When the holiday season's over, the tents are struck and the campers have gone their way, the likelihood is they'll part too.
I suppose the firm could take Lucy on. With her friends, she'd be an asset.
And Grant? Oh, there's no way they're going to keep him. There, you see, we've got them parted already.
Adam Black certainly cheered you up.
I'm really looking forward to this game. And I don't think I'll cut too poor a figure either.
Your swing, you mean?
Well, when I look at other fellows of my age, I think I haven't worn all that badly. Still spring in the old step, sap in these old roots yet. I said something amusing?
No, not at all.
Expect you think I sounded vain?
Just a little.
Huh. You do your jogging, after all.
Oh, but that's entirely different. I mean, that's just a question of general well-being, a sort of feeling of not being past it.
Well, you see, I am in a way. I'm in sight of that 10. When I talk about wearing well, I'm thinking, how long have I got to last?
You're 62. Hardly the shadow of the grave.
How old was Edna Cross?
The minimum depth for a garden pond should be at least 2 feet, preferably 3. Stops the water freezing in the winter, getting too warm in the summer.
You'd have thought the fish might have liked warm water.
Encourages blanket weed, you see.
Ralph's got a problem with his weed control.
Got a problem with his back as well. You want to tell him to watch it, it goes at the slightest thing.
Madge knows all about my back.
Oh, aye, she does she?
When we were in Morecambe the other week, Ralph was having trouble with his back then. In fact, I had to help out with the driving.
Well, that was too much gardening the day before.
Oh, well, I didn't go on that trip, so I wouldn't know, would I?
Well, we did say you could come along.
What's the point if I can't take me turn at the wheel? If you're chauffeuring me about, it makes me a parasite, doesn't it?
Harry, it's like I said before. If you want to learn to drive, there are people qualified to teach you. Only you have to pay them. That's your objection to it.
I didn't know you wanted to learn to drive, Harry.
Well, I wouldn't mind.
Can't see why Ralph won't teach you himself.
Well, to tell you the truth, I'm nervous. And he reckons I'd make a poor pupil. And he'd only get ratty with me.
Well, you never know until you start.
He thinks it'd sour our relationship.
Oh.
You know, being so close and living together and that.
Well, you're not too close to me, are you?
That's true.
I'm thinking, if that's a problem, the two of you falling out while you're having lessons and then it becoming a problem when you get back home, well, I wouldn't have that worry, would I?
Are you saying what I think you are? You mean you'd give me lessons?
Well, a few. See how it goes.
Oh, that's very kind of you, Madge.
At least it'd stop the two of you falling out.
It's amazing, really. All those hours of mucking about.
All those hours of mucking me about.
And it's over so fast.
Is that a complaint?
No, I meant...
I know.
I'm dead lucky, really.
I agree.
I mean, anybody else would have told me to get lost months ago.
Well, they would have missed out, wouldn't they?
Funny looking back, that's all.
We've come a long way together. Literally, it's true. I mean, we haven't half covered a lot of carpet.
Yeah, missing all them soapy bit.
Tell me, darling, did the earth move you at all? No, but we did.
You could go and put the kettle on, you know.
Who said romance was dead? You all right, then?
Hmm.
And did it?
Did it what?
You know, the earth move, etc.
Don't talk about it now.
Why not? You were before.
'Cause you'll spoil it.
You are funny.
I'm not.
It was the first time, mind you.
Do I need reminding?
I'd just like to point out that it does get better with practice.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't mind.
You're beautiful.
There, you see. And when you've turned it one more click, you have the engine started.
Right now, show me the gears the way you did before.
I don't think you're going to have a problem with the gears, Harry.
Oh, I know the bike and the train, but these confuse me.
Oh, all right. Here. Now, forward and back, then to the middle and over to the right, up and fourth is just straight back again. Right?
Hey, it's great though, isn't it?
You see, where I think you're going to have a problem is with your feet. Now, that really is new to you, isn't it?
Oh, footsie high.
Sorry.
Explain, Madge. Demonstrate.
Right. You see, it's very easy to bring the one foot off too quickly or else too slowly or else take it off altogether and then you stall the engine.
Well, the way you're teaching me, it should be no problem.
How are things going?
Thought you were making the tea.
I am. I'm just shaking my lettuce, look.
Pardon?
Well, I've come out to shake the water off. I don't want it drips all over the floor.
Well, use a tea towel. Pat it with the tea towel. That's what you normally do.
He's just concerned about how it's going, Harry.
I know that, but I can't perform with an audience. I'd end up a bag of nerves.
You might have a point.
Well, just round the close, remember.
Oh, take it easy. She's given me all kinds of confidence. I don't know what I was even worried about.
Go on in, love. Just for now. Right. Start the engine.
Accelerator too far down there.
I've told him that.
You're also very clever. How old were you when you learned to drive? I'll tell you how old you were. When you were at an age where it was easy to learn.
I was only making a comment.
Yeah, well, from what I can see of you, you've got too much time on your hands. It'd pay you to get out and do a fair day's work.
I'd work if there was any work.
Excuse me, frozen peas to unpack.
You've got him well trained. My husband's so set in his ways. I mean, about what he thinks a man should do. Shopping's definitely out. I think you know a bit about my husband, don't you?
Well, my mum did explain a bit the night you stayed, you know.
Well, that's fair enough. I've burdened her quite a bit, I think, one way and another. Well, as a matter of fact, when she didn't turn up to the classes, I even wondered, was it me? You know, was she getting fed up with it, hearing about my troubles?
If my mum had had enough, she'd say. And besides, she likes listening to people.
You're right. Anyway, when she rings up, tell her we've all missed her from the group.
I will, though I get the feeling she's not as keen as she was.
The novelty's worn off, that's all. Same with most things, I suppose.
Not everything, I hope.
I'll have to be going in a minute. I didn't say I was coming here. I thought it'd be more tactful.
Would your husband mind?
He knows she knows, you see. He went spare that time I stayed the night. And he assumes your mother influences me against him.
He thinks that Mrs. Grant interferes.
Well, he thinks that.
Yeah, but would he say so? Would he ever confront me mother?
Well, how do you mean?
Well, she had this abusive letter. Interfering bitch, it said.
I wish he'd write to me every time he feels angry instead of doing what he does. Well, sending letters is not his style.
Yeah.
When we had our first row, we were about the same age as you are now. But you never see things the same way then. All like kissing and making up. It even seemed quite exciting. Tell her it must be someone else.
Oh? Home already. Heather gave me a lift from the top.
Oh, hello.
How are you? I hijacked her for a minute so that we could arrange a date when we can all have dinner.
Oh, I thought...
With the Hutchinsons.
Oh.
Heather, Paul and Nick. Just get my catering diary.
Oh, if it's Friday, Annabelle, I think I'm working late.
Won't be a minute.
Sit down, Heather, do.
Thank you. So how was the golf?
Oh,
Rusty?
well, partly that. I'd forgotten how much shop gets talked. And I've no shop to talk about. There's no longer that sense of getting away, either that rather wicked escape from the norm.
Well, because your norm's leisure time anyway.
Paul's a lot happier today. And that's because of young Adam.
Oh.
Do you get on with him?
With Adam? Oh, yes, he's so easy and open. I think he's a great credit to Nick.
I was just saying, Anna, everyone on that golf course talks about work, which leaves me without a topic of conversation.
They've all got lives at home. Discuss their families. Give them a nudge in that direction.
You want to discuss my family, eh?
We heard from Lucy this morning.
Is she still in France?
In Nice, with Barry Grant.
Oh, they're still together.
Yes.
It can't last.
Well, maybe it's a reaction, a sort of rebound thing after the relationship she had.
I hope you don't mind me saying this, Heather, but Nick seems a far cry from Tom Curzon.
They don't have much in common, no.
I hope I wasn't jumping the gun inviting you both for dinner.
No, we see a lot of each other now, rebound or not.
It's just that...
There's no need to explain.
Harry thought he was going to do so well, and then when he did so badly and he was so upset... Well, I just couldn't wash my hands off him now, could I? And anyway, we'll have to wait until his licence comes through before he can have a lesson proper.
Oh, got an ache in my left leg. Been pushing the pedal down.
Ask Madge. She might massage you for you.
Ralph!
Very nice salad, that, Ralph. Well-shaped lettuce.
We were only thinking in terms of a few lessons.
We'll invite Julia Broden around. Be a bit of company for you.
He means it about leaving, though.
So do I. It's short-term thinking, Billy. It may make sense for him to leave school now, but how's it going to look in a year's time when we're back on our feet and he's still out of work but with no prospects?
He's a lad who needs to be up and about. He'll never buckle down to A-levels.
Look, I'm too tired to talk now, and I want to get that meal on.
Well, hang on, before you go down, he's been on about something else and all. An 18th birthday party.
Here.
Oh, we can't afford a club for the night.
Suppose it depends on how many kids.
No, it doesn't. We're skint. Forking out in crisps and booze, a load of kids will spew it up anyway.
It's the 18th, Billy.
And what does that mean, eh? You have to make a public show. Tell the whole world you're putting your hand in your pocket.
It's got nothing to do with that.
No? Well, why else would you want a party?
Because I think a lot of Rod. The way he looked after Tracy, it showed character. He's a good boy.
Yeah. And he's still doing that, you know, acting the big brother.
Well, shouldn't we do this for him then? Doesn't he deserve it?
Damon, don't be soft. If you've got a burn on your arm and it's not clearing up, go and see a doctor. Go ahead, don't you be on the next train down there?
You're very like your mum, if that's what he's saying.
Shh. No, not you, Damon. Guy, if you must know. Yeah, surprise, surprise. Anyway, you keep trying, she might see the light. Don't work too hard, and Damon, if that ever happens again, reverse the charges. Don't just leave it like you did last night. 'Cause I said so. All right. Ta-ra now. Ta-ra.
If what happens again?
Well, you know when the phone kept going yesterday?
Yeah?
It was our Damon, trying to get through from Torquay, only he couldn't. He's dead fed up. There's this waitress he fancies rotten. She's taken a notice of him. He's working round the clock and he's burnt his arm, but only 'cause he was rushed off his feet.
Don't change the subject. What about last night? All that fuss about the phone and it was only Damon.
Well, the other calls were real enough.
But all that panic, it was just a ploy, wasn't it? To keep me here till daybreak so you could work your wicked way with me.
Oh.
I want an explanation. How come you were paranoid last night and now you're telling the whole world I'm here? Damon just now, for instance.
Well, I've decided to tell me mum. She'll hear something sooner or later. So I'll get there first and say, I had these phone calls and I was frightened, so you stayed.
This sounds familiar. Could this be what I advised yesterday?
Maybe, but I've decided now.
And what about what's really going on? The terrible truth?
No. If she cottons on, in her own good time, that's one thing, but I won't just, announce it to her. Be like slapping her up in the face.
Why should you tell her anyway? Well, you've got your private life just as she has hers. I bet you she's got things going on you know nothing about. I mean, someone's got it in for her, even if it's not that woman's husband.
Well, she confides in me. She showed me that threatening letter. You couldn't get anyone straighter than me, Mother.
Come on, she'll have her secrets. Well, my mum does her own thing. She expects us all to do the same. We all mind our own business.
Yeah, well, just 'cause that's your way of doing things, we're not like that.
You can say that again. I mean, your mum tells you about that letter, and you go and tell Sally Dinsdale.
Are you saying I was wrong?
Well, as long as I'm not expected to bare my soul, get dragged in on the teeming family life.
Well, you're only sleeping with me.
Only?
Well, you don't have to mix with us as a family.
There's no only about it. Or maybe you don't think that.
I don't know.
I do. I slept with you because I love you, right? I don't call that just only.
I'm sorry.
Hey. It's been a fair old day.
Everything's turned upside down. But you're right. I don't mind people knowing.
You were even showing me off before.
That's 'cause I feel the same way as you. It just feels right.
Do you hear, Father? This girl from this here family. This Catholic, caring, close-knit family. This girl has got no shame.
I haven't, have I? That's lovely.